Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Adam the Eclectic Gamer, playing League of Legends as you can see, but there's something special about this game. Something very, very special. It is my first placement game for Ranked. I decided to record these. Another person on the League of Legends forums and on YouTube was started to do this. His name was Aaron M. I'll put it in the notes because it's spelled weird. But he basically wanted to say, oh, I want to record all of my placement games for Ranked just so people can see how it is in case you haven't seen it before. So I'm going to do the same thing. So I was actually really inspired by that. He had something wrong with his video recording software when he did it. He had something wrong with his video recording software when he did it. So he wasn't able to put all of them up. I think he only put 4 up. I'm going to try to put all of them up now. So anyway, I'm a little nervous, not going to lie. But, and I've been playing Draft Pick for a long time just because I didn't want to, I actually liked it better. I felt like, people were a little more serious and gave people time to talk and no one could really instant lock in on their champion.
Let's get in range. Minions have spawned.
So, trying to be friendly here because I think it helps people out, makes people happier in general. Yeah, so I'm trying to record these. I played Draft Pick for a while because I really enjoyed it actually, but I never liked being the first person. For banning purposes, it really it throws me off a little bit just because you're trying to. I feel like you're trying to do too many things at once. People get mad if you ban their champion. People call a champion, but you ban it, and it gets all crazy. So I don't have a problem with that, but I just really dislike being the banner, the person who's doing the banning. So, but of course, my first placement game, I get that honor. So I'm a little nervous here. So I'm sorry if I sound nervous or I do something stupid. But I let people kind of call what they wanted if they saw anything, or if they said it, because I usually just kind of fill whatever role is left over anyway. That's kind of how I roll. So it was kind of weird to be first because everyone was expecting me to just call what I wanted. I should have taken my W there. That'll be okay. So I ended up, no one really called AD that they wanted attack damage carry, and I kind of like it, and I've started to like it more in general, just because I feel like I have a control over the game that I don't have. I like playing mid and ADC if people seem kind of unsure of themselves, because at least then I feel like I can take charge if I need to. So that's what I ended up doing. We'll see how this goes. So I'm working on a couple things because you always need to be working on stuff. So I'm still not entirely comfortable with the unlocked camera. I've probably been playing it for a couple months now. It's still just kind of weird to me playing with unlocked camera. So I started doing it because it gives me a lot better vision of what's going on, but it still is kind of weird. Okay, so Udyr's mid. We have a ward there, so he's going to be too worried. He's probably coming down, but Evelyn's we'll cut him off if he comes in. So, yeah, so I'm working on less hitting quite a bit. I think I'm actually doing not too badly here. But like I said, I usually just kind of fill whatever role people don't call or want, because I don't want. I figure I can. People can get the role they want and aren't fighting, and I just don't want to be part of the whole who called what and I really want that one and that whole business. So that's basically the big reason I essentially just abdicate from that whole discussion if I can help it. So I just say I'll fill. It helps me learn all different roles. It's pretty good for me in general. But unfortunately, what that means is I play a lot of jungler and support. And those are the two roles that I'm going to be careful about ganks here. We're coming down.
Want to see the fireworks?
So by playing jungler and support, those are the two roles that don't do last hitting per se. So that's a skill I've really fallen behind in. I'm trying to work on. You can see some of my other videos. All right, so the ward just went down, so I got to be careful here. Leon's doing a good job to go take care of those.
I want to shoot something.
She beat it, man. I don't know if there's a rocket. I'm seeing her putting new wards up. But, yeah, so I'm falling behind quite a bit in last hitting. I think I'm getting better at it. But yeah, definitely something I'm working on. So, camera, last hitting, and then also looking at my mini-map, especially important bottom lanes because it's kind of important to do what you're doing, you know, to be aware of what's going on. Especially when you have wards when you're in the bottom, you know, like especially if you're attacking, if you're playing ADC, like your support's warding for you, so you have no excuse not to do it. So alright, you know Udyr's top, so we can feel free to push a little bit here.
An ally has been slain.
Not be as afraid. We might be. Oh, we still gotta be cautious. Anyway.
I want to shoot something. Let's get in range.
Oh, yeah, we got seen. So I usually try not to be too aggressive, but what usually happens when I get too aggressive is that I get whacked a little bit. So figured if they came back after me, I could then flash out, and well, flash is questionable because it's a rocket. I'll probably do that. But I figured if they came back for me, then we could have a 3-on-2, and it would be a little better. Go ahead and put the turret down a little bit. So, anyway, I actually think things are going pretty well for me.
Want to see the fireworks?
I'm sorry, yeah. Oh, Udyr's coming. I'll just get out of here. So I think I mean, not that they're going well for me. I think I'm playing pretty well myself. So I'm pretty happy with how well I'm doing.
Let's get in range.
But we gotta get back. Basically, we gotta get back quickly so they don't push down the turret before we get there. If we can get here now, they're gonna have to push down these minion waves to be able to effectively hit the turret. And hopefully, we can get back in time. I got boots, so it should be there faster. Yeah, this is actually gonna work out pretty well. Like I said, I might miss some minion kills, but I don't think they're gonna get any damage on the tower. At least very little. So yeah, I'm working on a bunch of things. Like I said, I'm not super. I mean, I play ADC. I play kind of, like I said. I actually think that, in my experience, attack damage carry is the role I play third most after jungle and support. Anyway, people don't like support because they don't feel like they get to do anything. I don't mind it. I like it. People don't like, or I feel like people either love or they hate jungler because it's so different from the other roles. And so they might really like it because it gives them something different to do. I actually like it because it just gives me a lot of variety. I don't feel like I'm doing the same thing over again like I do sometimes in lanes. Like right now I'm feeling like this is a little monotonous and it's still fun, but Udyr's up there. Not worth risking anything.
Shoot something.
Well, exactly enough, just in case.
Wanna see the fireworks?
Damage on it. Actually, this is not going too badly for a 2 versus 3. We're keeping them honest here. Back away.
Ready, aim, fire!
So, yeah. So again, if you are, you're an experienced player, I hope you can give me some advice. I'm very willing to learn. So please, I'd love it. But if you're a newer player, and I assume more newer players will be watching this just to get an idea of what ranked is really like, then again, please feel free to ask me any questions. Like I said, I'm doing ranked for the first time here.
I wanna shoot something.
Oh, I'm out of mana. Oh. Yeah, so again, that was a mistake on my part. I had intended to jump over Vayne, use my ultimate to knock her back and do a bunch of damage to her, so that we could, so she wouldn't be able to escape, and she'd be separated from Soraka. But I jumped over, and then I didn't have enough mana for the ult. Just totally my mistake. I should have realized that was going to happen, or realized how much mana I had and what I actually could perform. But I just messed it up. So,
Wanna see the fireworks?
I feel like that's one of the things, as a newer player, you have to realize that pretty much every time you die, there's probably a reason, and there's something you could have done about it. So, keep that in mind. Always, be trying to learn and.
Ready, aim,
Keep working on it. So, like I said, I'm getting a little crazy here with the trying to clear the waves of minions. It's not going to help me. I'd be better off last hitting. Tristana can do a really good wave clear when she needs to, which is really great. Especially late game. But at the same time, she can actually clear the wave when maybe you don't want to. Like, if I just really want to farm down here, the fact that her E does a bunch of splash damage is actually kind of detrimental, because it means my lane gets pushed more than I want it to. So I gotta be careful about that.
wanna see the fireworks?
Sounds like the other lanes are going subpar. But you can only take care of yourself. Oh, I was trying to knock her back into the turret, but she rolled really well actually, and rolled to the side, so I only knocked her back into the wall, so I didn't actually move her very far. That was a nice. One thing nice about Vayne is that you can make a lot of plays on her, or with her. The rolls and
Let's get in range.
condemn, I think. Basically the one where she can knock people into the wall for extra damage. So you have to time it properly and aim it, really well. I'm sure Soraka's trying to bait me here.
I wanna shoot something.
They might be going elsewhere at this point.
Wanna see the fireworks?
going a little crazy here, but let's see if we can actually... Oh, Evelyn. I'm not sure if that's too hard. On a man as well.
An enemy has been slain.
Okay, so Warwick roamed down. Worked really well. We're gonna push this. I'm gonna push this wave a little bit. Push the turret down a little bit. Leader's mid, so it's dangerous. Push the turret down for a couple waves. We might actually be able to get all the way down. Tristana is also very good at that with her sort of attack damage. And let's just go back. Oh yeah. So yeah, totally my mistake. We do have the opportunity to get dragon here. If you wipe out the bottom lane, then this is the whole reason that you have your attack carry in the bottom lane, is because if you can gain control over that, you can have control of the dragon. So that should be one of your first thoughts when you take something out bottom lane. Is, can I get dragon off of this? More exactly is. I'm worried about them rolling down here. They're taking too long. Kill the dragon off, actually. We're relatively low level for this. We don't have... Oh. Get out of here. I use my flash to get over the wall. But yeah, a lot of times, like I said, if you can get control of the bottom, which we did, actually, we're gonna see what happens down there now that she's. Oh, they could return the favor and completely take our turret right now. They might be able to take it all the way down before we get there. Yeah, it's going on really quick. But we basically took the first turret, but yeah, by spending all that time on dragon. We basically lost the tower. So it's debatable whether or not that was a good thing.
Let's get in range.
Let's go help out mid. Vayne and Soraka are roaming top. I should stay down here and farm, I think. So yeah, as the attack damage carry, part of your job is to farm up, get as strong as possible so you can do a bunch of damage late game. So now the question is, hopefully Leona will reward for us. She's been doing a really good job. Tell her that.
I want to shoot something.
So Tristana is actually a pretty good split pusher. If you're new or you don't know what split pushing is, I only learned it from watching the LCS, but it's basically when one person goes off in a separate lane and pushes while the rest of the team groups up. It can be dangerous. Tristana is only good at it just because she pushes down waves and towers very quickly. Let's get out of here. Yeah, Studios coming down. I might die actually. Blast her away. I am in a lot of trouble. So I knew I didn't have proper ward coverage, so this was pretty dangerous, and this is what I get for it. So, yeah. So again, it was my fault because I went up to push there without having ward coverage and knowing when people were coming ahead of time. And that's what happens.
Shut down. An ally has been slain.
Again, my line is not great right now. I mean, obviously your individual line doesn't equal 1-to-1 with how well you're actually doing, but yeah, both my deaths were easily avoidable, unfortunately. So I need to charge up. I want to charge up my bloodthirster a little bit. I guess I could actually go over here. Everyone's gonna be there.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Tell Leona she's doing good. everyone was just up here, but I'm a little nervous of pushing just because of what just happened.
Ready, aim, fire!
Getting rid of the chicken down really easy. Leon's coming over to help her. She's warding. So it's not a little safer. This tower's going down. Which is a good thing.
Let's get in range.
Leona might die there,
Ready?
but
Aim,
it's more than
fire!
worth 2 people dying. I don't think we could have won that fight. I don't know if we would have someone else. Get back in the fight.
Shoot something.
So again, it took so much time there. I came in a little late. I probably could have better map awareness. I was so concentrated on running that I didn't realize where the rest of my team was. So. And now there's my team gone. Again, I don't think I can get out of this in time. I think I'm in a lot of trouble. I should have saved my flash to get over a wall. That would have been a lot better. Yes, I flashed to get away, but that wasn't really gonna. That wasn't the best, the farthest I could have gotten away from them. If I had stuck to a wall, flashed over, if they had missed their flash, because we were just in that big fight, so I wasn't keeping track, but a good chance they might have been missing their flashes there. They might have not had their flashes, that is. Then I could have. I basically could have.
I'm gonna shoot something.
Dang, you only have 10 kills? Oh. Yeah, I could have gotten away from them. So, anyway, if you don't know, Vayne is well known as being probably late game champion. In that she does really well late game. The more she can scale really well, the more kills she gets. She'll just scale really quickly, so you gotta be careful about her. I'm not sure why that Ness backed away so much. He was getting me a little bit. I think my Bloodthirster is getting to the point where, well, Tristana is also a champion that can scale really well late game. I get to the point sometimes here where, with the Bloodthirster and the lifesteal, I can sometimes you can regain hit points faster than they can damage you. And a lot of sometimes it's actually, if you can get that much lifesteal, you can oh, is it still working on the lock camera? Oh! So, anyway. One thing I'm actually kind of worried about is I felt like I've had a pretty positive experience playing League of Legends, actually. People seem pretty cool. And actually playing in draft pick games I thought even helped even better. but I've heard that once you get to ranked, things just get, that's when people get real serious because there's something on the line. So they, they get super serious about the game. And it's really nasty. And I mean, you hear a lot of things about how nasty the League of Legends community is, in particular. But I haven't. I wouldn't say I felt it was particularly bad. But again, but I've also heard that once you start playing ranked, that's when it starts to get really. It starts to go really bad. So, was one of the things I'm actually a little bit worried about playing in ranked is if my experience is just going to get worse by doing it. I guess we'll see. But let's see how it goes. I'm a little worried. But you know, this was part of what the placement game was about. If it really ends up being that bad, then I'll just stop doing it. I don't have a problem with that. But I'll let you know. I mean, so this Leona seems a little like getting a little serious. She's you know, starting to get mad at people for doing things. But you know, again, you know, playing decently seems to cure all ills, right? So that's one thing I'm sort of not sure about. A lot of people said, "Oh, you don't start ranked right away. You know, play a lot of games." But I'm to the point where I'm like, well, I might as well just play ranked. 'Cause I don't mind getting in bronze and having it be, you know, and feeling like I'm losing a lot. Because at least then I have some sort of. I feel like I'm actually playing for something. So right now, you know, part of it's like, oh, you know, like I guess I don't really ranked. My unranked normal record is not. And it doesn't really mean that much to me. So I don't like. You know, it feels a little bit like, oh, what am I really gaining playing for this? So. Not that it's not fun or anything. Just it doesn't always feel like it has a purpose. So I feel like I'm hoping ranked will help with that. So we're really behind on kills. We're actually doing pretty well on that also here. Yeah, we had an inhibitor down, which was helping push, but not anymore, unfortunately. Warwick is, I'm not sure if English is not his first language or he is a child, but he seems to be talking in all caps, which is, you know, always the way you want to do things. I don't know if I can stop now. If they're coming in hard.
Has been destroyed.
Bait me there.
Let's get in range.
Sticking together as a team is probably a good call at this point.
You have slain an enemy.
Wanna see the fireworks?
positive. At this point, I think if we can take a bunch of objectives, that might be the best way to pull us back. Chase them off.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
Let's get in range.
So, in case some of newer players didn't know, you can actually, every inhibitor you get, it's very obvious that you start spawning the super minions in that lane, but it also powers up all your minions in the other lanes as well. I believe they get an extra 100 hit points or something. So, one of the reasons the inhibitors are super important, not just to
The fireworks?
get those super minions pushing, but to help push all of your lanes, actually.
Let's get in range.
I don't know where I am right now.
I wanna shoot something.
Oh, I went the wrong way. Infinity Edge, that helps with Tristana a lot. Yeah, so they're starting, like I said, I'm getting a little flustered. Leon's coming to my defense. Yeah, but I'm definitely getting a little flustered here. Just because it's there's extra stress on this one.
Wanna see the fireworks?
But yeah, I mean, we're way behind. We've been behind for quite a while. But we're actually, like I said, we're doing pretty well map control and objective wise. So I feel like we have a chance. I feel like a lot of people might surrender, if they were 14 and 32. But never give up, never surrender.
Ready? Aim.
Sticking with our team is probably a good idea this time.
Wanna see the fireworks?
Whoa! I got too close to now. Yeah, so obviously that was a terrible play. I think I'm just getting flustered here, but a lot of times I will pull that out. I don't know. Maybe that baited the fight if they weren't going to fight before. But anyway, a lot of times I get flustered, and the mistakes I generally make the most are just being too aggressive. And so there was no reason to jump in like that. I have a huge range at Tristana when level gets up. She actually has, I think, the highest range in the game when she gets to 18. I'm not sure where she overtakes Caitlyn. But yeah, she's great range, so like there's no reason for me to jump in like that. There's a little bit of a stun on the hit, but no big deal. I think I can pull this out. I think we actually won my first placement game. I don't think this is... I think I did pretty well in the beginning. I started to tail off toward the end. But, I'll take a win. My teammates were great. So I'll keep posting more videos. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.